Welcome back to Bazaar Morning Call. This morning, the cues are in the green. So most of the global markets had a green touch to them. The SGX 50 is also up 50 odd points. So let's see which way it goes. Many stocks in focus this morning. So let's get our entire research team on board. Vivek is joining in first up to tell us about Adani Power and why he's watching that one. Vivek, good morning.
Well, good morning. Some positive news flow coming in as far as Adani Power is concerned. The Supreme Court has gone ahead and dismissed the Customs Department appeal against Adani Power Maharashtra and two other entities, which is Adani Power Rajasthan as well as Maharashtra Eastern Grid Power Transmission. Now, remember, the Customs Department had earlier alleged that there was an overvaluation as far as import of certain capital goods as far as Adani Power is concerned. However, the Supreme Court has actually found that the Adani Power bid was actually lower than the benchmark per megawatt cost that was fixed by CERC, the appellate tribunal. So on the back of that, expect some positive as far as Adani Power is concerned.
Okay, all right, Vivek, thanks so much for that and good to have you back as well. Well, let's hop across to Abhishek. He's tracking two stocks, AB Capital as well as Paytm. Morning, Abhishek.
Morning, Nigel. To begin with Paytm, KYC wallet customers can make payments, on Paytm payment bank that will earn additional interchange revenue from merchants acquired by other payment service providers, payment gateways, as well as payment aggregators. So bank will earn, that is Paytm payment bank will earn 1.1% as interchange revenue, about 15 basis point for charges for adding more than rupees 2,000 to UPI, and 15 basis point when other wallet will be used to add money into the bank. So NPCI had announced wallet interoperability guidelines as of March 24, 2023. Morgan Stanley has written on Paytm they have an equal weight rating, target price of 695 per share. They say that for payments bank, the new guidelines could lead to additional revenues. New guidelines could also lead to some higher wallet loading charges, and Paytm should benefit as interchange fees paid to Paytm payment banks actually moves lower. Aditya Birla Capital, they are selling their stake in Aditya Birla Insurance Brokers to Samara Capital for an enterprise value of rupees 455 crore. Now, AB Capital holds about 50% stake in the company, and company says that it will receive further consideration post the completion of 5 years from the deal closing. We have Morgan Stanley who has written a note on this AB Capital. They have an equal weight rating with a target price of 163 per share. They said that the broking arm sale is at 60% discount to their own valuation that they had given. So entire subsidiary is being sold for 455 crore, implying the valuation of just 5 times FY24 profits. So broking arm contributes about 2.4 per share, about 1.4% of the total to their target price of 163 per share. Back to you.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. So that's AB Capital in focus. But Kalyan Jewellers also on our radar as Warburg Pincus is looking to sell some stake there. Vivek has details on that. Vivek, over to you.
Well, that's right. So Kalyan Jewellers expect, some pressure at least in the early part of the trading session. What we understand from our sources is that Warburg Pincus, is looking to sell almost 2.5% stake in the company, and this is going to be via the block deal mechanism. Now, the floor price for this particular block is at 110 rupees a share, almost a 7.5% discount to yesterday's closing price. And remember, 2.5% stake out of the total 26.3% stake that the company had at the end of the December quarter. The total offer size works out to around 288 crore, and what we understand is that there is now a 60-day lock-in as far as further sale of shares by Warburg is concerned. It's going to be interesting to see how this particular stock reacts to the large block deal that's expected today.
Okay, all right. Thanks for that, Vivek. And let's wind this down then with Sonal, who's joining to tell us all the other stocks that are on the news. Morning, Sonal.
Good morning, Nigel. Let me start with Phoenix Mills. Again, it'll be in focus today because CPP Investments has completed second tranche of investment in one of its arms to the tune of 160 crore rupees is the investment here. CPP post this second tranche will hold 40.26% stake, and Phoenix Mills will hold 59.74% stake in the arm where they will be developing some malls. All Cargo, where they had entered into a share purchase agreement earlier, it has been executed now. It is between the company, KWE Singapore, KWE India, Gati Limited and GKEPL as well. This is for acquisition of aggregate 150,000 equity shares. That is a 30% stake in GKEPL. So that is the kind of share purchase agreement that the company has entered into. PNC Infra, they have backed a new hybrid annuity highway project for a bid cost of 819 crore rupees. There's one more order win by Dilip Bilcon. They are the L1 bidder by NHAI on hybrid annuity basis. The project cost here is 780 crore rupees.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. So plenty of stocks that are in the news this morning. But let's do one thing. Let's also talk about the commodity market and what's the latest that's happening in the world of crude. Manisha Gupta is here to give us a quick roundup of that. Manisha, good morning.
Morning, Sonia. Thank you for that. Well, a smart rebound in the crude oil prices where we did see a low of $70, but we are holding around 78. So $8 of a jump up is what we've seen in the last couple of weeks. Now, overnight as well, it has been nearly 4.5% of a surge. The latest trigger has been the legal dispute, which has halted nearly 400,000 barrels per day of an export from Turkey. Also, the nuclear war talk from Russia's president. Also, the Russian oil minister saying that the output export cuts are on target for the month of March. All have been supporting the prices here. And then you also have seen the banking sector concerns ease. The buying has returned in risky assets, and the markets are looking at stronger demand coming in from China as well. All factors suggesting that we could be headed higher from here. $80 is now a psychological resistance for crude prices.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Manisha. Well, here's a quick recap then of all the stocks that we just discussed with you. We have Adani Power, Paytm, Phoenix Mills, All Cargo Logistics, PNC Infra, Dilip Bilcon, ONGC and Oil India. Well, stock with negative news flow is Kalyan Jewellers as well as Aditya Birla Capital. Well, time to slip into a short break, but when you come back, we'll discuss the fundamentals of the market and focus on various stocks. Hemang Jani of Motilal Oswal Financial Services will be joining in. Later on, we'll also talk with Shantanu Khosla of Crompton to discuss the details on the merger with Butterfly Gandhi Mati that was announced over the weekend. You stay with us.